So now let's come towards the question number 6. With a neat diagram, explain the 7-celled 8-nucleate nature of female gametophyte. Now we know that what is female gametophyte? Female gametophyte is embryo sac. Embryo sac is the female gametophyte in case of angiospermic plants. Now this embryo sac is actually 8-nucleated 7-celled structure which is developed from only one megaspore mother cell present in the nucellus of an ovule, which is a female megasporangium. So this female gametophyte known as embryo sac is developing inside the nucellus tissue of an ovule, which is female megasporangium. Now if we talk about the female gametophyte, that is embryo sac, what does it contain? Or if we want to describe the structure of embryo sac or female gametophyte, then it would be as follows. Embryo sac, the female gametophyte consisting of 8 nuclei and 7 cells. Basically, I must say that the embryo sac is actually formed of 8 nuclei and 7 cells. This 8 nuclei and 7 cells are constituting together to form an embryo sac, which is known as female gametophyte. Now, what are these cells or what are these nuclei called inside the embryo sac? We know that ovule is an microsporangium. Ovule is an integumented megasporangium which have nucellus tissue, megaspore mother cell and integuments. We know that there is a region where integuments are not covering the ovule. That particular region in the ovule is known as micropillar end. And opposite to the micropillar end or region, there is another region known as chalazal region. So if we talk about embryo sac, the cells which are present at the micropillar end in the embryo sac are known as egg cell and synergid cells. So basically at the micropillar end, the 3 cells are constituting together to form an egg apparatus. Egg apparatus is consisting of one cell which is forming egg cell, and along with the egg cell there are 2 other cells are present, that is synergid cells. These 2 synergid cells have finger-like projections on their walls, and this is known as filiform apparatus. Alright, this all 3 set of cells, egg cell and 2 synergid cells forming egg apparatus. Now on the opposite side of micropillar end there is chalazal end, and on the chalazal end we have all 3 set of cells, and all these 3 cells are known as antipodal cells which will degenerate after fertilization. Now in the middle of the embryo sac, which is known as central cell, there are 2 nuclei present. 2 nuclei are present and which are known as polar nuclei. They fuse together and form secondary nucleus, and after the fertilization they will transform into endosperm. So now this is the explanation, and I am going to draw a diagram of a female gametophyte over here. So let's just make female gametophyte. This is an embryo sac. Alright. These are the integuments, and is a region here where the integuments are not covering the ovule, where the integuments are not covering the ovule. That particular region is known as micropillar end. So here now we have a diagram of this embryo sac. Now let's just label it once. First of all, this region where the integuments are not covering the ovule, this region is known as micropillar. Micropyle region I can write. Micropyle region. Alright. As I said that at the region of micropyle there is an egg apparatus consisting of 3 cells. So I will make 3 cells over here. These are the 3 cells, one cell is here. This one cell along with the nuclei, of course each cell will have nucleus. So this one cell in the middle is known as egg cell. It is egg cell, which is the female gamete, and along with this egg cell there are 2 cells present. These 2 cells are known as synergids. These 2 cells are known as synergids. So these are synergids. Alright, and these 2 synergids plus 1 egg cell are forming egg apparatus. So this whole thing is known as egg apparatus. Egg apparatus. Alright, now all these 2 synergid cells have finger-like projections over here on the wall of them. These finger-like projections on the wall of synergid cells is known as filiform apparatus, which guides the pollen tube, which guide the formation of pollen tube inside the embryo sac. So this is filiform apparatus. Now, as I said that opposite to the micropyle region there is another region known as chalazal region. So this is chalazal region. This is chalazal region, and on the chalazal region we have 3 cells. We have 3 cells, of course with nuclei. All these 3 cells are known as antipodals. All these 3 cells are known as antipodals, which will get degenerate after fertilization or during fertilization. Now this whole thing between this region and this region is known as central cell. This whole part is known as central cell, which consisting of 2 nuclei, These are not cells, these are 2 nuclei. These 2 nuclei are known as polar nuclei. Alright, these 2 are known as polar nuclei. So we have completed the structure with labeling of female gametophyte. Female gametophyte is embryo sac. Now let's talk about the description or explanation of all these parts. Cells or egg apparatus present at the micropillar region of an embryo sac. Alright, so this egg apparatus, as I already mentioned, that egg apparatus is consisting of 3 cells, 2 synergid cells and 1 egg cell. This 1 egg cell is actually a female gametophyte. This is female gametophyte. Alright, this is female gametophyte. So, female gamete. This is female gamete. This whole embryo sac is female gametophyte. So this is egg cell, and egg cell is known as female gamete, which is going to fertilize with male gamete to form a zygote over here. These 2 cells present near the egg cell are known as synergids. Alright, synergids. These 2 synergid cells have finger-like projections on the wall of them. These finger-like projections are known as filiform apparatus. Now what is the function of this filiform apparatus? They guide the formation of pollen tube through pollen grain. Alright, so they guide the formation of pollen tube. Egg cell will fertilize with male gamete to form zygote. Then we have antipodal cells on the chalazal region. These antipodal cells will get degenerate. These antipodal cells will get degenerate after or during the fertilization. And now we are remaining with the 2 nuclei present in the central cell of an embryo sac. What happens before fertilization? Just before fertilization, these 2 polar nuclei fuses with each other. These fuses with each other to form secondary nucleus. This secondary nucleus will fertilize with another male gamete, as we know that a single pollen grain is consisting of two male gametes. A single pollen grain is capable of making or synthesizing two male gametes at a time. So among all these two male gametes, one male gamete will fuse with egg cell and the remaining one male gamete will fuse with the secondary nucleus present in the central cell. After the fertilization or triple fusion here, as the two nuclei of female gametophyte and one nucleus of male gametophyte are going to be fused with each other, we will call it as triple fusion, as three nuclei are fusing with each other. So triple fusion, the resulting of triple fusion, we will get endosperm. We will get endosperm, which is going to provide nutrition or nourishment to the developing embryo from this zygote over here. So this is the explanation and a diagram with proper labeling of a female gametophyte, and this is the complete solution of question number 6.